and he's going to talk to you about how to be a founder. What's his project? Okay, thank you. Round of applause, please.
Just a bit of correction. Rather, instead of talking about our project, which is D12, I'm actually going to spend a bit of time to discuss with you the why. Right? We talk a bit about how to know blockchain technology, how do we make NFT better. But the big question here is why do we care about this at all? Right? Why do you should care about it? Why do the people working on it should care about it? So this talk is titled My Decentralization Journey from Facts to Faith. And this talk was first inspired and delivered by Eric Voorhees, which is a veteran in the blockchain sector, with the original title of Why Are We Here? Crypto is Our Blood. Alright, so very briefly about myself, I'm Guo Yang, I'm the founder of P12. I was trained as an engineer in Singapore in the States. I'm a serial entrepreneur. We built a DEX back in 2018. We sold the DEX, and then we went into gaming sector where we built a mobile gaming platform. We have 10 million daily active users today, and we raised in our latest stocking round $100 million US by respectable venture capitalists, SIG, EST, Skyline, and so on. Other than that, I'm a video gamer, I'm an anime maniac, and I surf the internet like crazy. But probably most relevant to the topic of all would be that I'm also the translator and editor of this book, The Network State. And last but not least, I'm a BTC holder since 2014. But, right, so the thing right there is an email from Coinbase from in the year of 2014. They said that if you register Coinbase, they give you some amount of Bitcoin, right? Full of it. But the journey has not been smooth, right? In 2014, I knew nothing at all. I knew nothing about why do we do this at all, right? And I have no faith about blockchain. Not to mention that working hard to improve the technology, I don't even know why do we do this technology. But along the years, I have grown a deeper understanding, and I want to share with you this decade worth of understanding in one talk. Okay, to start off, I want to see a show of hands. So it's a lovely Friday afternoon. Why you guys, who are here for the free coffee and snacks? Awesome. Right. Who are here for the Lambos get rich trick? Right. Perfect. Yeah, I see your hand. Right. Who are here because you love banking and compliance, and one day you will be a senior banker? So. Okay. Who are here for rebellion? Okay. Cool. Thanks. I see some hands. That is why I'm here, right? Crypto is our rebellion. And so let's try to tackle the why question. Why do we need cryptocurrency? Why do we need decentralized technologies, and why do we need the apps? Because first, on one side, there are use cases, right? You might not feel the burning need of using these cryptocurrencies. You are doing pretty well with credit cards, with cash, with your dirhams, but there are people who do, right? Inflation from Turkey to Argentina to Lebanon, which is nearby. The people there feel the burning need of escape from inflation. And these are no small countries. Turkey is a big country. Argentina is a big country, right? All of the people there, 90 million, they are suffering. Their lira is appreciating every day. What can they do, right? And even for the first time from US to China, these two countries are symbols of hedge fund chauvinism, right? They are big countries, huge. They never think they will need anything other than US dollars. They're pretty happy with their CNY US dollar. But even the people in the US and China, they are feeling the pain. Okay? So that's on one side. Another use case, well, which is silence us, but the war has been breaking out, and those people need to move, refuse from one country to another. You cannot move your real estate, that's very obvious. But can you move your bank account? Can you move your savings account? Turns out, no, not so easily. There's a limit, there's restrictions on how much you can move from your Kiev bank account to other banks. There's KYC, and you can't stop up, go far, just the limits. So for these people, that's a burning. They need cryptocurrency and they embrace it because they have no choice. But on the other hand, we are in this. We care about decentralized technology because we care about efficiency. We care about our freedom, and we care about building a protection from bureaucracy or from something even worse. Nowadays, across the tax that you pay, about half of your money, or for many of your students, you might not feel this yet, but it turns out half of your salary, hard-earned, will be fed to the government. And majority of this is really not fed to public services like electricity and roads, but rather to the political circuits and the financial riches. So we have to have some protection against it, or at least restrain it, right? And it seems we have a delusional sense of control. We can elect our government, and you will keep an eye on them, right? You argue over the preferred color to rule what founder. So crypto is our bet. What prevents the man of tomorrow from even greater servitude, from perpetual encroachment? What protects us from tyranny, from a system that's unworthy of its authority, and from us becoming farmland? Crypto is our right to bear arms. And when bad things happen, it's our hedge. Okay. But are you good? Right? As good skeptics, we should first and foremost be skeptical of ourselves. There are strong allegations imposed on us. Some, of course, yes, scammers abound. People criticize crypto as Ponzi schemes, as bad people. Like they will say, how can you irrevocably condemn the necessity of compliance, the virtue of permission, by central administration? Isn't it nice? Do we not care about society? Actually, yes, of course. So this is one of the most important messages I want to drive today. We crypto people, we care about rules, we care about order. We are creating a better order. That is what it is. We prefer rules based on man, not man. Right? Law of man, all the congressional legislation mass is an embarrassment to the word law itself. Law of physics, law of mathematics is deterministic, never changes, is enforced all the time. But if we look at Security Act, right, the SEC enforces some tokens, not ours. So what gives? Right, the bank will allow you to transfer your money sometime at not other times. I mean, what gives? If you just compare these two functions, right? We have audited smart contract, we have cryptography on the one end, and then we have all the law of man on the other, which is more 21st century, which is a symbol of advanced civilization. We need post office. We need post office for mails back in the days. Not so much so anymore. And even expensive post office. I'm sure SEC will have a bigger budget next year, and even below. So we are the ones who are building a better order. We care about order deeply. And we build. Right, while they are busy predicting outcome where inflation comes from, we are writing immutable smart contracts, audit them, and improve them with new versions. Well, regulators, they do not approve us now. They might not approve us in any near future, but no dinosaur ever approved of an astronaut. Okay, and moving forward, I want to also bust a few myths that is very commonly used as weapons against our industry. The first will be the myth of mass adoption. It seems as if the technology is not used by a billion people on a daily basis, it's worthless. Of course, it's not the case. Like I mentioned, there are use cases, very real use cases. And as of now, it's a small portion of the people of the world that needs this, right? We have places where war is burning out. So it really comes down to a simple judgment call, right? For those who are more pragmatic, they say, okay, this sounds good and all, but will it grow, right? In these use cases, will stay at a very niche for the longer term, or will it be mainstream? Just try to answer these questions by yourself. In the next 10 years, 20 years, do you think there will be more warfare or less? Right? Do you think there will be more debt default, financial crisis, more money printing, or will there be smooth economic growth and blossoming? Do you think the world is going into a peaceful globalization process, or do you think there will be more regional conflicts? If you have answers for these questions, whether crypto will be mainstream or will it remain niche is obvious. The call is yours. All right, we're reaching the end of the presentation. I just want to throw in a few more extended material if you are interested. We are building towards a new financial order, one that's independent from the traditional nation-state-based financial order. But we are also seeing at the dawn of a new nation's global order in general. And that is the topic of network state that is discussed in the book. Network state is written by Balaji Srinivasan, and we also made a Chinese translation for the book. Feel free to take a look and see how these thought leaders are reflecting on the nation-state structure that we've been having for some years and how we see this moving forward. And I want to give full credit to Eric Warpies, like mentioned, one of the veterans in our industry, founder of Shapeshift, one of the early contributors of Bitcoin. He has more points and more material, more thorough discussions in this talk, given that traditionalist conference. Right, and lastly, thanks for your time, and I would love to take your questions.
Hey, hi, thank you for the presentation. It was very nice. You said something regarding regulators not liking this or something. Could you maybe specify that word? Something about regulators? I think it was like, yeah. But from what I understand from what you said is like regulators can't do anything about this. But wouldn't they be able, if they say, let's say the US government says, we're totally not accepting this cryptocurrency, then the value of that cryptocurrency would be kind of meaningless, right? Or am I wrong with that?
Okay, thanks for that. I think it's a very common question that people bring up. I'm no compliance expert. Actually, I was talking to ADGF back in 2019. We actually got a custody license back then, so we've been working with regulators, but I'm no expert here. But there's a few points I want to raise. First of all, regulation has always been slow in whichever sector when internet came out, people say, "Oh, this will ruin humanity." Social media, toxic, definitely not good for it. But regulations pick up, and eventually, because internet is so strong, so powerful, they reach a certain equilibrium, such that they coexist. And if you think about this, these internet companies, they are international. They became another pole of power that is kind of above the current order of the government right there. So that is how we see this moving forward in very practical terms, right? Crypto will become stronger. Regulators will try to kill it, but even within that, they have different opinions. We attack from here or there, then eventually it will become a parallel system, and the two will have an equilibrium. This is on a very practical term. And to address our other point, whereby if U.S. government suddenly decide to go full on blow and attack on cryptocurrency, or they all go to zero, we don't think so, because there's a well-known meme in the sector called China ban, because China has been banning it for years, and always different departments of the Chinese government will ban it, and then they will drop, and then the triggers will take benefit from the non-missed triggers, and then they will go up, and then China ban again. It is study stuff. So how about US debt? US debt will be a heavy blow. Eventually we think it will bounce back. Because I don't care if it's US banned or not, I am a Ukrainian citizen, probably our needs. I am living in Turkey, I'm a cab driver, I probably need this. I don't want, I need a better choice of euro or US dollars, like not then USD is my best bet. Something that's invisible and kind of have a stable value when you're married. So that's how we think regulation will kind of interact and play with our ideas.
Can I ask another question? That's okay?
Okay.
Yeah, sorry. But another question I wanted to ask is just about yourself. You said you were also developing games with crypto. How does that work? Because generally games are like, I don't know how you can integrate both those systems. It'll turn out to be something like microtransactions, and that is like somewhat looked down upon by people play games.
So thanks. I didn't really prepare that material to introduce our project. We're called P12. Characteristic, and to go to our Twitter and website is p12.network. Yeah. To put it very briefly, we have a few theses about crypto how that can work with game. We are gaming veterans, so we actually have a deeper understanding about gaming. Gaming is huge. Gaming is a 200 billion business every year. It's bigger than music and movie combined. It's much bigger. And it's still a young entertainment form, right? So we're super bullish on gaming. So the question is how can you crypto help game, not a game or that? Okay, how can we help? There are a few possible layers. First, we look at the game assets, in-game assets, right? You have CSGO skins, you have your Dota accessories. These assets will be more valuable if it has a transparent secondary market, one that is not manipulated at controlled by a central gaming studio or company. Right? You will be better off if you have verifiable scarcity. I know you have 200, that's it. There's not a chance where you should lose again. And this is one true ownership, verifiable scarcity. This is one aspect that we think blockchain can help. To achieve this, you will first need to have a game that is enjoyed by many people. So that's the first. And the second layer, we look at publishing scene in gaming. So just show some numbers. Around the globe, every year there are about 200,000 games built every year. That sounds like a big number, but if you compare with videos or articles, it's nothing. Right? But even among these 200,000, about 2,000 ever get a chance to be published at all. Right? You sign publishing deal. Some publisher think your game is all I do, and they put in some budget, they try to do localization, they try to get out game DM. That's very little. If you are an indie developer, if you are a small game studio, you are powerless. You have built some games, really, it's very hard to ever get gamers who will have your work. But when we look at blockchain, we see a chance of cutting through the chains. We see a chance whereby, because you have unchecked game data, I know who are the quality gamers, right? I know you played it, Axie, I know you played Dota. If Dota game data assumption, we've been working with them. So we will give you valuable assets, airdrops, and that piece, if you will try my game. If you tried my game, you don't like it, you grab your airdrop rewards and you sell it off, that is okay, that's acceptable because that's a successful exposure for a quality game. Where on the other hand, if you stay, that is even a bigger win for me. And players play a part here. If they decide to stay in the game, they have a skin in the game in the literal sense. They will maybe tell their friends off. Because if they all come in and play, they were early, they have a chance of their assets appreciating. That's in a nutshell some of the thesis that we are working towards.
Okay, last one question. Last one. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for the presentation so much. The question I heard, like US Bank is trying to incorporate digital currency into it. So do you think that can be like a middle ground for reading like what will help banks right now and little tool? Or do you think moving forward in the next 10, 20 years that if I move work onto a crypto wallet and keep my money there?
Your question was on US bound.
US Bank.
US banks?
US banks. They're trying to create something called digital currency. Do you think this can be something that will make it safer to put money in the bank? Or will you still make that crypto wallet as an ideal resolution?
Right. So this phenomenon is probably a manifestation of what we were talking about. So regulations or big agencies, they are slowly trying to adapt. They are coming up something that they think is a great example of blockchain technology.
So you still think that creating a crypto wallet from now is still a better option, although what they're trying to do?
It really depends on whether they can do a good job or not. I don't pass my facts on these big banks. I think they're slow, I think they're bureaucratic, but maybe they are good ones. I cannot say for the specific, but generally that's a good sign for us because they are moving here. Though they are offered rates, they're moving towards here. Why? Not because that is not a PD, but rather it's because we're powerful. So you can have your crypto wallet and definitely recommend. You can keep an eye on those banks, see what they're doing, and maybe one or two banks are really making smart moves. That's fine. But I have my bets on my own secrets.